Hey, it's Heather with Bush Poppy Farm. I thought I would pop in and do a real quick video about pulling up my potatoes. They could probably stay in the ground a little bit longer, but they're starting to look really rough, and I actually want to use that spot for some new squash plants. I have a patch where I have planted lots of different cucurbits, everything from zucchinis to watermelon to butternut squash, etc. But it's been getting ravaged by something that digs holes. I'm assuming either a mole, a vole, or a rat. In fact, one plant was pulled completely out of the ground. So and that's because this is the first year that I've grown them in the ground, not in my raised bed. So I'm gonna pull the potatoes out, which are in a raised bed, and put the new squash plants in the raised bed. And I'm actually going to train them up a trellis so that they take up less space, because squash likes to ramble, and I want to be able to have them grow up and use the vertical space, and they'll be growing next to beans, which is great. So that's what I'm going to do today. I apologize for all the loud noise. Massive traffic today on the main road. It's fire season here in Northern California, and of course pretty much all of the West, and we have lots of tree trimming going on. Our local utilities and our Moraga Orinda Fire Department are really great about keeping us safe. They spend months and months leading up to fire season and do the first bit of fire season trimming trees, getting rid of things that are dangerous for us. PG&E is responsible for doing that as well for their equipment. Our community actually conducts controlled burns, which is really great too. That's another thing that's keeping us safe. And homeowners are responsible as well for defending their own space. We have to have all of our shrubs and brush cleared and our trees limbed up, etc., by June 15th every year. So we work really hard to try to stay fire safe out here. So that's what you're hearing in the background, other than obviously the traffic noise is an issue, but you might be hearing some chainsaws and stuff because they're trimming trees. So I'll show you the potato patch and what we're going to do there, which is use a garden fork to lift all the potatoes so that I don't accidentally hit any of them, and it's just better to do it that way than with a trowel. And then we'll see what the harvest was. After that, I will amend the soil a little bit because potatoes are heavy feeders. So I'm going to put some compost down and also some starter fertilizer, and then I'm going to pop these squash in the ground and then put the trellis on over it. So that's the plan for today. Okay, so here you can see the potato plants. They are still green for the most part, starting to turn a little bit yellow. They're definitely getting eaten a lot by insects. They're getting brown in places, and they're starting to just kind of droop. They're not as vibrant as they were. So that to me indicates that maybe we're getting close to a good harvest of potatoes. So I'm going to use my garden fork right here, and I'm going to come in as far away as possible as I think that I can go, because I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to puncture any potential potatoes. And I'm just going to lift the soil, and we're going to see what we've got in here. New potatoes. Oh yeah, there's a bunch in here. So I'm going to continue this process, and then we'll see what the final harvest is. Okay, so I generally practice no-till. When you grow potatoes, you're gonna dig deep to get them out. I'm pretty pleased with this harvest, considering we had a big problem in the beginning. We planted them and then we had some major hard freezes, which were totally unexpected. They came very late in the season, a whole month after our usual last frost, and so it killed off the plants that were out here, and so then we replanted. So I'm actually really happy. This is a decent haul. So now I'm gonna go get the soil prepped and put these squash plants in. Okay, now that I've gotten the potatoes out, put the plants in the compost, I'm going to amend this part of the bed a little bit because, like I said, potatoes are very heavy feeders. So I'm adding some like fresh compost, not fresh. I mean it's well aged, but new to the bed, and not a lot of things will want to grow in just straight compost. It's a little too much for them, but I tell you what, cucurbits, squash, they like totally will do it. In fact, a lot of gardeners have found pumpkins, etc., growing out of their compost bins because they just love it. Okay, so I'm gonna add some starter fertilizer. Okay, and then I'm just gonna mix that in. Okay. So here are the plants that I'm adding in. Like I said, I've already got a couple zucchini plants, and the one remaining butternut squash, which I really hope survives because I love butternut squash, in my non-raised bed. It's like just in the ground. But these are going to go in the raised bed, and hopefully they will do better against pests. I actually sprayed them last night with Captain Jack's Dead Bug to help with that. And then these raised beds are lined, the bottom is lined with hardwood cloth, and so nothing can dig up into them. So everything that's growing in there is protected from moles and voles and rats. So this one is Musc de Provence pumpkin, and Halloween is our favorite holiday at my house, and even though my kids are older now, they're in high school, we still love autumn. It's still our favorite time of year. And so all the gourds, all the squashes, we love them, and we not only decorate with them, but we eat them as well. So this one, I will train up the trellis. It's already got a few flower buds on there. Normally on a squash, the first couple of flowers are female flowers only, and so nothing really happens. So male flowers only. So if you have planted pumpkins or any kind of squash and you see the flowers but you don't see any fruit, the first flush is usually just male flowers. Then you get the female flowers, and then the bees can pollinate them. This is a sugar cube melon. It is kind of a type of like cantaloupe. We love melon. I'm hoping that we'll actually get some. It's already got some flowers on it here, male flowers. And the way you can tell is behind the flower, it's either a little straight stem or there will be a little bulge there. And if there's a little bulge, that's a female flower, and that's the fruit. And it will, see, here's one. So I don't know if I can get it close enough for you to see. That little bulge right there is a baby. This one's a sugar baby watermelon. If it gets pollinated, then it will become a fruit. And as long as you don't have any issues like blossom end drop or anything like that, then it will grow to be a full-size cucurbit. So I'm going to go on and put these in the ground, and then I'll set up the trellis, but they're not really at a height yet that they can climb just yet, but I will train them to the trellis, and then I will support the fruits as they grow, because they are heavy, with little slings. and that will keep them up off the ground, which also keeps them from rotting or from things boring into them. So it's another great practice is to grow up a trellis. Not only does it save your space, but it also keeps the fruit in much better shape. So I'm going to go on and get these in the ground, and then we'll see what happens. This is, I believe it's the Titan series A-frame trellis from Gardener Supply. You put it together yourself, and it's great. It's really strong. It's meant to withstand high winds, which we have here quite frequently. And the other nice thing about this is, if you see this red trellis back here, I did have my spring peas on those. Now I'm growing climbing green beans. So what else is down here is more climbing beans, and also some bush beans. And so the climbers can go up on this side while the squash goes up on this side. All right, I guess that's about it for today. I'm gonna water these guys in. One of them was really dry coming out of its nursery can, so I'm gonna give it a really good dose. I'll put the drip back into the bed and we'll be good to go. And maybe we can do an update and see how they're doing. Keep your fingers crossed for me, because I really want my cucurbits this year. I had total failure on cucumbers, and I don't know if it was the location or if it was the crazy whack weather that we've had, but I got them germinating great in 6-packs, and I waited till they were really good size, and I transplanted them out, and they would instantly get eaten or just die. That's never happened to me before, so I don't know what to attribute it to, but I'm not gonna have any cucumbers this year because it's kind of too late to start new cucumber plants, which is a bummer, but that's gardening. So thank you all so much for watching today. Please like this video and subscribe if you enjoyed what you came here to see today, and I will see you next time. Bye.